I want to bring in trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Marris now, along with Tracy Walder, former CIA officer and FBI special agent. Okay, so I think let's start with this testimony that's happening this morning, because Misty, legally I don't understand the defense calling a character witness somebody that's going to speak on behalf of Alec Murdaugh, who's now saying, I hear him at the crime scene within minutes of the murders, and now he's testifying about the financial crimes. How is this helping the defense?
Well, I think what we have here is a case of a defense witness turned really good prosecution witness. The prosecution got a lot out on cross-examination that is really detrimental to Murdaugh's defense. And believe me, you're going to hear about that in the closing arguments from prosecutors. So first of all, as you said, he identifies Murdaugh's voice on that video. Also, he testifies that Murdaugh told him at least 3 times he was never at the kennel. He was asleep in the house. So there we go. We already have something at odds there. He also testified that it was incredibly unusual. And in fact, Alec Murdaugh was an obnoxious user of his phone. So we found it unusual that Murdaugh did not have his phone that night. So this all speaks to this alibi. You know, the prosecution theory of the case, Murdaugh leaves his phone behind purposefully so he can go commit this heinous crime. So all of that, not so good for the defense. And then let's go a step further. He talks about how deceitful Murdaugh was. And this is somebody who's a close friend and a colleague for years, that Murdaugh lied to them and was stealing for years from the law firm. And prosecutors asked, he was pretty good at it, wasn't he? Well, obviously, because they did not know. So all of this kind of defense witness turnaround for the prosecution. I think the primary focus for the defense here, putting him on the stand, was to talk about what an absolute disaster this crime scene was. Because remember, he's on the crime scene. They're cleaning up the house the night of the murder. So I think that was the defense purpose, but the prosecution really able to turn this around and use it in the advantage of their case.
Tracy, I have a question for you, but first I want to dip into coverage. I'm being told he is talking about the crime scene right now, this witness. Let's listen in for just a moment.
I think it was actually David Owens showed up, or Ryan Kelly showed up, one of them, and that's when we told him we had fired him the day before. And what had happened, we were in consultation with a lawyer we had to hire on Friday to figure out what to do and how to do it. And when this happened, we thought they needed to know.
And you were told that Alec claimed at the scene that he was shot by some unknown assailant, correct?
That was the story.
But you knew this scene had been manufactured by Alec, correct, when you arrived there?
I didn't know that. I suspected. It just didn't look like, I mean, it was a shiny Mercedes black car with no holes in it, a single shot. There's the back hatch isn't open. There's no nothing. I mean, it just doesn't look right.
That is Mark Ball testifying about the September roadside shooting, the alleged murder for hire plot where Alec hired a person he was buying drugs from to, according to him, shoot him on the side of the road. Okay, Tracy, there was one thing about Buster's testimony that stood out to me yesterday. A lot of it was pretty benign, but this caught my attention, and that was loading the weapon with certain types of ammunition. This is a family that's around guns. They know how to use guns. They know how to load guns. They know what type of ammunition to use to shoot a turkey, for example, to shoot a turkey for the second time, as he testified. So what did you think about that testimony, talking about the type of ammunition that was in this gun, 2 different types, that there's no way that if you knew this gun, you would have loaded that ammunition back to back in the gun?
So that's an interesting question, Marni. The reality is actually you can load that type of ammunition in that gun, and it wouldn't surprise me if the family had done that. A lot of times it's what's available. That is ammunition. It's not going to be perfect in that weapon, but it actually wouldn't cause the weapon to jam. So I don't make much of that testimony, only really that he's trying to, kind of create doubt, and that this was someone that maybe didn't know how to use weapons, who committed this crime. And again, it's sort of piggybacking piggybacking, if you will, off of really Sutton's testimony regarding the fact that the shooter had to be, 5'2". It couldn't have been the same height as Murdaugh, which, the reality is Sutton is not court certified in trajectory data. He's only court certified in accident reconstruction.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.